Hi, my name is Luis Majano. I'm the creator of TestBox, and I wanted to introduce you guys to TestBox 7. So today I want to talk about a little bit about what we've done in TestBox 7. It'll be a series of videos. This is the first video. So let's get started. You can find, first of all, the what's new in our docs. So if you go to testbox.ortusbooks.com, you can go to what's new and you'll see everything that you need to know about the new release. Also very important, we've added MCP support to all of our documentation and a lot of assistance as well to help you with AI assistance. First one is this one, connect with MCP. You can grab this, copy the URL, and add it to your favorite agentic coding terminal or VS Code or whatever you use, and it'll have deep TestBox knowledge and TestBox skills. All right, let's get started with our first feature for the release of TestBox 7, which is TestBox RUN. What is TestBox RUN? So TestBox RUN is what we're calling a BoxLang test IDE. It is BoxLang exclusive, so this is just exclusively for the BoxLang engine. And it allows you to basically create a very awesome UI for your test harness. So this comes now pre-de facto for every BoxLang application, BoxLang application as well, and in our TestBox CLI. You can generate these test harnesses and it'll come with TestBox RUN. It'll also come as a desktop application in the near future, release pending, and it will allow you to do even deeper integration with your operating system as well. Okay, we've been wanting to do this for a very long time. We can finally do it with the introduction of BoxLang. And this is thanks to BoxLang's server-side events. So everything is streaming, so you don't have to wait for all the results. You basically go and stream where you can pick and choose. And this also mixes the new feature in TestBox 7, which is the dry run feature. This allows you to basically create a dry run of everything that's supposed to be executed and not executed, so you can actually pick and choose what you want to execute. So this page will actually tell you everything about it, but let's look at it in action. So here I have my TestBox Run ID for my test harness for TestBox itself. And here's the IDE. So let's play around with the IDE, do a deep dive, and then let's get testing. So first of all, help, very important. If you click here or do Control H, you're gonna get a little bit of help. We have a lot of shortcuts for you guys that love shortcuts. So there are available. We have a complete search, and the search basically goes through bundles, specifications, suites, etc. As you can see, this is the dry run. If I actually reload it again, I can actually reload, and this is going to hit the server. It's going to prepare basically all the different tests and specifications that are supposed to be tested. Okay, and with my nifty little shortcut, I can see that it's a lot of tests. Okay, so it brings back a lot of tests that are supposed to be executed. I can collapse them again just to have a nice little visualization of my bundles, and then I can start testing. So why don't we start with the full thing and take through the UI. So here I can run all my tests, and you can see that it starts now integrating. You can see here running all my tests. We have a nice little progress bar. You can see that everything's filling out as it progresses, and it's streaming the results of those executions. Some are tested, some are skipped, some could fail, etc. And all the different results per bundle is being identified and set forth. Now, there's a lot of slow stuff, and that's mostly because we actually do want to test slowness in some of our tests. So granted, I'm recording as well. But anyways, let's progress as this traverses the entire suite in TestBox, which is a pretty hefty test. All right, you can see that you can actually stop the stream. Okay, so because these are server-side events, I can start and stop them very nicely. And let's start opening a few of these things. So here's a BDD test, which is a pretty big one. And you can see all the different suites and the different specifications, even here, why was this skipped, etc. And you also find that it keeps track of each specific bundle of what happens inside of the bundle, but it also gives me timings of everything that happened inside, so I can track also offending code. You can also see that we have a debug buffer, which is the traditional TestBox debug buffer, but now brought into the UI. So you can actually put all kinds of debugging code inside of your tests and suites and code, and it'll appear here as well. So that's very, very nice as well. You can see that everything finished, and I can see my final report as well. If I actually wanted to focus or hide some of these skipped ones, I can completely hide them and you won't see them anymore. If I wanted to hide, obviously, the past, you're gonna get nothing. But if you want to just focus on specific things like skip errored, failed, and passed, you can with these global toggles right here, my global report as well. Also, what's important is that I can pinpoint and target specific things that I'm working on. So if I actually want to run this bundle only, then I just click on it and it's streaming and running that bundle only. If I actually wanted to run just, let's say, a calculator test suite, I can basically just click it and it'll run just that suite. Or if I wanted to produce just this one, then I can just select that one and it's going to run that one and the rest are going to be skipped. Okay, so very important is that you can specifically trigger on target whatever you're focused on and test. So that's TestBox RUN. So let's introduce some bugs so you can actually see how failures and exceptions actually work. So let me go back here to my source. I'm in my BDD test. I'm going to introduce divide by 0 right here. Let me introduce just a typical failure. Let me see here, this one. This one looks like a nice little candidate. Okay, and I'm gonna go now and introduce another exception right here. Just try to produce a stack trace here and everything. All right, so that should be enough. Let me target this BDD test and let's see if we can actually break it. And there we go, first one, woohoo, we broke it. Here we go, here's a breakage, which is cannot divide by 0. You can see that it actually gives you the first context of execution that it actually failed. So I can actually click on it and it'll integrate with any of your IDEs and take you to that specific line of code so you can basically fix your bugs. Okay? It'll also show you different failure details. In this case, it'll show me the entire context with different snippets of code execution. Granted, this is BoxLang, so it'll give you that information. Okay? But I can also go into our stack trace, and this is a visual stack trace of everything that happened in that bug, for example. And you can see that there's a lot of highlighted stuff. It'll highlight all the different specifications or classes. I'm running here in CFML mode, for example. I can see there's a CFC, and not only that, but it knows about BoxLang, so it'll actually highlight BoxLang code. So in case there was an exception in the divide Java class of BoxLang, it will actually link me to the GitHub repository and that specific line of source code. Okay, so this is something very interesting that we now have available, so we can link and create these basically linkages between your source code and even the engine. Okay, so you can see here the expectations as well, expected 2 but received 1 on the assertion, and then you can search for where this happened, which is on this BDD test, for example, that I can go to right here, and there's my exception, right? So let's fix our bugs here, right? And let's go back and test again. Okay, so that should be fixed, and let's fix that one. And let me go ahead and go run this guy again. And hopefully it'll be green. 51 tests in this bundle. Progressing through it, almost done. That was skipped, and we're complete, and we're back to green. Awesome. All right, so this is TestBox RUN. It allows you to visualize your entire test harnesses and interact with them very, very easily. Like I said, there's many little shortcuts. We also have a little light mode as well for those that enjoy a little light mode, maybe in the mornings as well. Very nice. And then we also have our settings. And the settings are also the final thing that I'll show in this video for TestBox RUN. It allows you to talk to any runner. So here I'm talking to the global runner inside of TestBox, but I can basically do an HTTP and point it to a specific runner that I want to talk to. Just remember, you're going to need CORS, obviously, because you're going to be doing cross-origin references here. But if you do that, then you can set up your different defaults, your directories to test, your bundles, if you want to recurse or not, which labels to execute always, which one you want to exclude always, and you can always reset to the default as well. But this allows you basically for TestBox RUN to be basically your test harness for any TestBox application if you so desired. And that's why we're creating the desktop application, so you can have it always integrated in your operating system and interact with anything that you're testing and building. All right, with that, I'm done with video number 1. This is the introduction of TestBox RUN. Hope you enjoy it.